Many jobs fitted a female stereotype for decades. The caring nurse, the glamorous air stewardess, the secretary. While that may have been true of the 1970s, it shouldn't be the case today. But today, big employers have revealed big gender pay gaps in favour of men. The cooperative bank, Virgin Money and Ladbrokes among the worst offenders. One of the few employers bucking that trend is the British Museum, with a 0% pay gap.
I have to confess, I don't think it's a result of any particular policy, I think, which is, for us, I think makes it even more pleasing, that actually we've managed to achieve this without necessarily putting any particular activities in place. It just happens to be that the museum obviously doesn't differentiate in any way based on gender.
The largest gender pay discrepancy was at clothes retailer Phase 8, where the mean hourly pay for men was 64.8% higher than for women. EasyJet also had one of the largest gaps, with a 51.7% difference between average hourly pay for men and women. Cambridgeshire Police, though, a notable exception, with women's average hourly wage 12.9% more than men.
The gender pay gap is different to equal pay, which compares the salaries of men and women doing the same job. The disparity here comes from many companies who have too few women in senior roles where the pay is higher. And that's really the point. Women make up around half of the working age population, but are they still being typecast in lower paid roles?
Sarah Champion was the MP who brought forward a bill to make it statutory for companies to disclose their gender pay gap.
The frustration we have at the moment is this is only for companies with over 250 employees. It's not looking at like-for-like roles either. What we need to be doing going forwards is making sure that everybody feels comfortable that what they're getting paid is fair, because that's how you keep a motivated workforce.
An inherently male world, the military has revealed a pay gap of just 0.9% lower for women, while EasyJet, with one of the largest gaps, says it's because just 6% of their pilots are women, compared to 69% of its cabin crew. And there's been some criticism of the way the data has been presented.
Well, the problem with this data is that it actually doesn't compare equal pay for equal work. So, for example, like-for-like jobs. If we look at, for example, the EasyJet example, it's comparing pilots' pay where significantly fewer amount of women are pilots compared to cabin crew pay. So obviously you're going to get these massively headline figures that are really not very helpful in the debate.
With all large companies required to publish their gender pay gap by April, it's expected this debate will continue to escalate until the gender pay gap levels off. Sally Lockwood, Sky News, Chesterfield.